What's up, everyone? This is Bigratthreeten with
HonorHammer26.
and we are here to do a joint review of Supercard of Honor 6. This review is kind of late. It's both our faults. It's just a sort of thing that kind of happened. But we're here to talk about the show, and we both kind of have contrasting opinions about it, which I think will make for an interesting review. All right, let's get started. What did you think of the opener?
All right, we had Homicide versus Michael Elgin. People who watch my videos know I am incredibly impressed with Michael Elgin just because of just how he wrestles and how he makes himself look. Exact opposite with Homicide, however. I mean, he's been kind of the Michael Elgin Ring of Honor back in 06, where he was the guy who you can see going up into that world title picture. But in this, I mean, so I was thinking this match would be good, but it fell very short for me. Elgin was impressive, but Homicide looked slow, and I thought the finish sucked. And it was an okay match. It just left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth from getting that higher rating. So I gave it a 2.25.
I absolutely hated that finish. I thought it was really dumb, and I was just really unimpressed with the match. And yeah, pretty much everything he said, 2.25. Then we go to one of two matches that left a good taste in my mouth, because I had a bad taste in my mouth with every other match in the show. The Bravado brothers versus Colt and O'Reilly. These guys always have really good matches. It's always really fun. It's always really enjoyable. And I really just like watching these guys wrestle. And this one was their best match, in my opinion. I know some people who say the Toronto match is better. I don't agree with that. But I thought it was just really fast-paced, really hard-hitting. The finish I really liked. I just thought everything about this was great. Everybody looked good in the process. 2 thumbs up for me. 3.25. Really enjoyable.
I agree with that. I think that, honestly, the Bravado brothers, they do get a bit of shit for whatever reason. I mean, they're good in their role, and that's all you can hope from them, because when you have teams like Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, and you have the Briscoes and ANX, they're not going to seem as good. So they got to go for something else, which their gimmick allows them to do. And I don't think they're all that bad in ring, but with Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, they are a few steps below. So when they can always face off together, I always enjoy it. This match is no different. 3.25 stars. Great job for both teams. And I had seen it in the video wires leading up to Best in the World of how I believe it was Lance Bravado that takes that double kick to the head. It's brutal as crap. Oh
Yep.
My God.
Go on with the next one.
All right, we had Steve Corino and Mike Bennett. Of course, the pre-match segment of Steve Corino revealing his sponsor to be, you've seen the DVD, Jimmy Jacobs, whatever, I don't care.
Yep.
And then that leads Mike Bennett to come out without and they explain that on commentary and whatever. By the way, fuck Eric Santa Maria. He sucked on this show.
Yep.
But whatever. I actually really like the dynamic between Corino and Bennett. They really do have the old school versus, I guess, the entertainment style here, and it makes their matches very entertaining, and it adds something that a lot of other matches in Ring of Honor don't have. So I appreciate it for what it was. 2.5.
I actually have enjoyed these guys' matches in the past. I liked their New York match, and I really liked their Chicago match. I'm not saying the matches were like really good, but I just thought they were very enjoyable, accomplished everything they needed to do, and I never had a problem with them. This, in my opinion, was their worst match, and to me, it was just kind of there. I mean, the other ones I thought were just slightly better, but still, this one just didn't do a lot for me. I don't know. I left the match kind of feeling like, I didn't really need to see that. Although the Jimmy Jacobs stuff was pretty good. Then we move on to Chris Hero versus El Generico. All right, I had a big problem with this match. Not as bad as LV did, but I really disliked what they did here. And I'll say this: it wasn't even because everyone's been ranting on that finish and what they did with the restart. I was mad at the match before that because Hero and Generico were having this very toned down match that wasn't given a lot of time, that wasn't really much of anything, and then they did the bullshit finish. So, I was already upset with the match, and then they just added that, which I thought was terrible. For those who don't know by now, Hero pinned Generico and, had his foot on the ropes, and the fans pointed out to Sinclair that he had the foot on the ropes. Sinclair restarts it, and then Generico almost immediately beats him. It came off so bad. And the thing was, the fans were chanting, he grabbed the ropes to tell the ref to restart the match. And then when Generico won, the fans were chanting bullshit really loudly too, which just, it shows how bad the finish was. And I thought Ring of Honor would learn from this, but apparently they did it again at the No Escape show, from what I've heard, which is very unfortunate because a Chicago crowd chanting bullshit should teach something, but I was just very disappointed with the match.
I thought there was enough good stuff still in here to give this a good rating. Three stars on the dot. I mean, yes, I do agree with everything you said. However, there was enough good in it for me. I mean, Generico and Hero are two of the best in the world, and
Yes.
yeah, there's reason why, and I completely agree with it, why you should feel that way. But I still feel they had enough good stuff in here. They've done much better with each other in the past, and I know that. But there was still enough in this match for me to enjoy it. And I actually was very very entertained by it. It was different, and I always credit matches for that. But then there are sometimes where it is too different, and that does hurt it. And I know that line is very gray, but you kind of have to go along with it. This is just a risk that didn't work, as opposed to a risk that did. So
I will agree with that. I think it's something they tried, and it didn't work. And therefore, they shouldn't do it again. But apparently they did. Yeah, but, well, whatever. You keep going with the next one.
all right, we had Charlie Haas's first singles match in Ring of Honor against the best, probably one of the best wrestlers in the world, Davey Richards.
Just say it.
Actually, he might, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk might have something to say about that.
Not CM Punk. I'm sorry. But keep going.
He sucks. Okay. Charlie Haas was always very underrated as a singles competitor, in my opinion. And I thought this before this match. He really has, he does wrestle a little bit of a different style because he is an amateur wrestler at Seton Hall and then used that in the WWE. So he used it a little bit of the amateur style. And I always did enjoy that. I wasn't too huge of a fan of it, but I did enjoy it. He used that perfectly in this match against Davey Richards. Davey is a true technician, and he is excellent at that. So they played off that very well, and then they got going very, very fast. And I really, really enjoyed this match. Very, very good stuff here. 3 3/4 stars.
I agree with pretty much everything you said. I actually really liked Charlie Haas when he was in WWE. I know Sanders isn't a big fan of him, but I've always liked him. And I was really excited for this match. And to be honest, this was my match of the night. I know almost no one will agree with that, but I don't know. Just something about the pacing of this match, how they built throughout it. Davey was selling the back. And, people crap on Davey for not being consistent with his selling. But this dude was even selling post-match, which almost no wrestlers do, which I appreciate. It's not really a big deal. But to me, it's like, these wrestlers care enough after the match just to show that extra step to yeah, this is why you should care. This is how, because we're continuing to sell. I've always appreciated when wrestlers do it. And like I said, I just thought the match, everything about it, I just loved. And it was my personal match of the night. I just thought it was excellent, excellent stuff. Then we got a match that I... What? Continue?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Then we got a match that I also really didn't like. Claudio and Shelton. This match was kind of dull. The Corino Bennett match was... I have it lower rated than the Hero Generico and Claudio Shelton matches, but that's really because they just didn't do a lot. Whereas the Generico Hero and Claudio Shelton matches kind of made me more upset. This match, to me, was just blah, blah. Throughout the first half of it, I just thought, this is no good. I watched the match, and I saw the first half, and I thought, this match sucks. And then the second half got a little better, but it still wasn't very appealing. And then I told myself, after I finished the show, you know what, I'm going to rewatch that Claudio Shelton match, because a lot of people seem to really like it, and I was kind of bored with it. Let's see. And then I watched the match again, and I fall asleep. And then after that, I was like, you know what? No, this match is no good. I agree with Nightmare Baller 1. This match was not worth your time at all. I know some people really like it. I've seen some people go 3.5, 3 3/4 on this. I'm sorry. To me, this was a very, very disappointing match and another disappointing Ring of Honor showing by Shelton.
For the same reason, I think Charlie Haas is underrated. I think Shelton was a little overrated. I still think he is the better of the two in the ring. However, I think he shines more when he works with people who are better than him. Mm-hmm. I didn't thought he was better than him, but with this style, I think match him up with the other King of Wrestling Hero, and this would have been a much better match. Mm-hmm. Claudio works better with men who can let him use his power very well. Shelton really doesn't have that. Claudio likes to be the better athlete of the match most of the time, mm-hmm. and then Shelton also does. So there's a lot of conflict there with Shelton trying to be, the athlete he always is, and then Claudio using his power moves. And neither really did all that great in this match. I still enjoyed it because I like both of these guys heavily, especially Claudio. So I barely gave it 3 stars, but it was still all right, pretty good to me. So I gave it that.
For me, I said this when the matches were announced. I said you almost could have switched the two opponents because I thought I'm not saying that that Claudio and Charlie would have been better than Charlie and Davey, but I would have been really intrigued to see a Charlie Claudio matchup just to see that seeing Charlie use his suplex style and seeing Claudio trying to power out of it using his power and retort, and I just thought they could have had a really intriguing matchup, but it is what it was and whatever.
They actually announced that they were going to have Charlie and Shelton in singles matches at Death Before Dishonor today in the Newswire. That's something I think we're actually going to see.
Yeah, but I don't think the Kings are wrestling at Death Before Dishonor.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, I think there's a good chance they're wrestling at the Chikara show the next day, so it wouldn't surprise me if they're at Death Before Dishonor. But anyways, you continue.
All right, then we got Christopher Daniels and Colt Cabana. Non-title match, and they made a huge deal out of that for whatever reason, even though it didn't really deserve to be. Because Generico was the rightful number one contender, but whatever. Cabana is over as hell in Chicago. Always has been, always will be. And this match was just okay to me. I like their match at, Revolution USA a lot more.
I like that match too.
But this match, I mean, it was different, but it just didn't work for me. These two I thought would have a lot better styles together, but they really didn't in this match, and it just came off as okay and nothing more than that. So, just no reaction from me on this match. I mean, this is probably the match that just left me with really no opinion on.
I also was not that big a fan of this match. I did like their match at Revolution USA, and I thought this would be a lot better, purely because it's in Chicago. I thought it would have more heat. But the match just wasn't really worked at a better pace, in my opinion. I didn't like the finish that much. Cabana does that move a lot, but it's never really been a finisher for him. And to me, when he did it, it just kind of ended. It wasn't really like a climactic build to it. And also like this to me also kind of made no sense. I think it was Elgin or Truth, whoever came out and distracted Colt, and Colt got crotched on the ropes. And then Corino comes out and distracts the interference, and then Colt does his move anyways. It's like the crotch on the ropes had almost no effect on him. But besides that, I just thought the match was just average. I just wasn't a fan of it, and I gave it 2.5. Next we got
that was actually a theme throughout the night, I thought, was wrestlers winning their matches with moves that weren't their finisher.
That's true.
It's happened several times, actually.
Makes sense. Next we get the All Night Express versus the Briscoes. I'll say this. I was loving this match until the finish. But I did think this match was great. I thought it was everything that it should have been. Everything you should have expected from these two. And I just thought they did everything they could have done. It was nice, great pace. Kenny King looked tremendous in this match, in my opinion. One of the better performances by him. Rhett Titus, this is probably, it's either this or the street fight, or not the street fight, the bloody match at Undertaker Center Stage. This is probably Rhett Titus' best match ever, and I thought everyone here came out looking like a winner. But I really disliked the finish. Now I will say this: I obviously a lot of people really like the Triple H Steve Austin finish. Eric here as well. I love that finish as well. But my thing is that this match, the way it happened, the execution was just so poor. Like, it's not even just that Briscoe took a long time. Basically, Kenny King hit Briscoe with a chair, and Briscoe took a really long time to fall down, and he eventually did, onto Rhett, because they had just given Rhett the Doomsday Device, and they pinned him. But the way it came off, it just came off so, like, fake, and just, it wasn't good. I like the concept of it. I thought it was a good idea. I just thought the way they executed it was just really, really dumb. And it really, like, after the match, like I said, just another match where I have a bad taste in my mouth when it's over. Like every single match on the show except 2. So really, like, it really upset me. But I still thought the match was pretty damn great.
I thought the match was actually really, really great as well. The finish didn't bother me as much as it did you. Any fan who's seen both matches, I guarantee you that we'll make that connection between the finishes immediately. It popped in my mind right away. And I love that Triple H Austin match. I mean, that's my favorite Triple H match ever. But maybe my favorite Austin match. I got to think about that.
First elimination.
No, never mind. Brett and Austin. Screw that. But anyway, I thought Titus might have outshined King on this one. I mean, Titus just looked so damn good here. I mean, King did amazing as well, but I thought this was the best Brett Titus performance ever. I thought he stole this match a little bit for how he just just moved and how it just got away any shred of him being a student ever. I mean, what really impressed me was he always did that really nice looking drop kick. He had taken a beating and was bloody, and it sustained so much punishment, and then threw it better than he'd ever thrown it in his life. I was like, holy crap! I know some people who can't do that who have been wrestling 15 years. I mean, that was impressive.
Yes.
But anyway, still lots of great action, and I really, really am digging this feud. They always have similar matches, but seem to add new elements to them every time, and that's the sign of two great tag teams. So, a strong 4 stars for me from this one.
You go.
All right, the main event for the rematch from Mayhem 4, Eddie Edwards versus Roderick Strong for the ROH World title. This match was not as good as their Mayhem 4 match for a lot of reasons. One of them being that there was not a title change. 2, there was not enough drama in the match as there was at Mayhem 4. And there was not enough build to it prior to the huge drama. But anyway, these two have great chemistry together, and that's probably why they put them together in that Ringmaster Challenge match coming up. Mm-hmm. But I thought Strong did look very, very good here, and I thought he for being post ROH World Champion, I was very afraid he was going to just go off into the sunset and just, the one thing he had always been chasing, the one storyline that we had always wanted from Strong is now over. I was just wondering how he was going to adjust, but he looks damn good, and I'm very happy to still have him in the company. He's not like someone like Jerry Lynn, where there's absolutely no more purpose for him, so he hasn't appeared since his Ring of Honor World title reign. But then Eddie Edwards, he is truly evolved as well. So I really like this match. I'm gonna give slightly the Chicago Street Fight as my match of the night, but just take it away, Big Red.
Wow, I didn't realize it until now, but not until no former Ring of Honor World Champion is in this company anymore besides Roderick Strong. Wow.
And Eddie Edwards now.
Oh, well, yeah, but that's a different situation. For me, I like this match least of the 3 4-star matches I had. I mean, I still thought it was great, but for me, my big problem going into the show was, why should I care about this match? Ring of Honor did not hype this match at all. Okay, maybe at all is too strong, but very little. There was really no reason to have it. It was just a planned rematch. So going into the match, I wasn't really into it. Mechanically, it wasn't as good as their Manhattan Mayhem match. And really, to me, it was just I saw it, I'm like, okay, this stuff's great, but it's not affecting me in any way. The street fight affected me. The Davey Charlie match really affected me. This match didn't affect me at all. To me, it's just okay, I'm watching a great match. Boom. I move on with my life. Although there was no purpose for it. And yeah, I mean, I understand why they did it, obviously, but I was really down on the bill to said match, which some live reports were saying this match was the best match on the show. And in my opinion, it's the 3rd best match on the show. But yeah, like you said, I still thought it was great, but just, didn't really do anything for me. It didn't. The Manhattan Mayhem match affected me a hell of a lot more.
Oh, I completely agree. I mean, being there live at Manhattan Mayhem 4 was insane.
Yeah.
But one more thing I want to add is that Nigel just came back, so there is one more Ring of Honor.
Well, he's not wrestling.
He's on.
That's like saying Jerry Lynn.
Nigel and no Nigel.
That's like saying Jerry Lynn was backstage as a road agent, so he counts too.
Okay, so both of them.
Oh my god! All right, now for me, my overall rating, I'm giving this an 8. If you've heard my commentary in the show has been mostly negative, which I don't like doing a Ring of Honor, but it is what it is. Besides the Bravado Brothers Colin O'Reilly match and Davey Charlie match, I had a problem with every match. And in most cases, it was kind of a significant problem. And even though there's 3 4-star matches, and in my opinion, you should almost never give a show with 2 4-star matches not an 8, unless the undercard was really that bad. To give 3 4-star matches just an 8 to me, I never do. I always give it a 9 or an 8.75. But to me, the undercard was there's just a lot of bad stuff on here. Maybe not bad, but really, besides the 3 4-star matches, there's just a lot of stuff that really underperforms. And to me, the show wasn't easy to sit through. There's 9 matches, obviously, but it wasn't treated as big a deal as previous Supercard of Honors have. So I wasn't as into it as I should have been a normal Supercard of Honor show, like Best in the World. I agree with LV's idea. They should have named Best in the World Supercard of Honor. I mean, they could have named this show Best in the World. They named the random 2006 show Best in the World. And I just wasn't, I'm sorry, I wasn't as into the show. There's still 3 fucking great matches, which is rare to find in any indie company. So I'm still going to give it an 8. It's still a great show. but not, in my opinion, not one of the top tier, easiest to sit through Ring of Honor shows of the year.
I give it an 8.5. I thought for the last 5 matches, it was very, very easy to sit through, and Bravado's Colin O'Reilly. So I really only had problems with a couple matches, and they were minor problems. I mean, I had one, I guess it's only one huge problem throughout the night, and that was the opener. So, okay, and Hero Generico, but that's only 2. So, I mean, I did enjoy sitting through this. I mean, it did take me until now to watch it, but that's not the problem of the show itself. But I actually really like this. I thought actually Best in the World was still better than this, but
oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
But I still really enjoyed the show. 8.5 out of me.
All right, I guess that's it for now. Everyone, I guess this is part of my job for having you on my channel. Click that link at the bottom and go subscribe to HonorHammer26. He makes okay videos.
I suck, just like
he's terrible. Now, go sub to the guy. He deserves it. And that's it for us. The Bigratthreeten.
And HonorHammer26.
And we are out. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.